Yo guys, I've got a spark which I'm going to use to ignite the fire for a brand new episode of the Skylanders Lightcore brightest Locke here on the channel. Today we're tackling the Phantasm Forest after an incredible clutch of Frostfest Mountains. Hex single-handedly took down Mesmerelda. We did take a few hits along the way, but fortunately for us, Hex was able to, power through them and clutch out Mesmerelda in the end. I'm trying to say this in the most epic manner possible, but I am failing on every conceivable level, it would seem. But hey, at the very minimum, I can at least meme the fuck out of that. My failures, I mean, what else would I mean by that? Oh wait, off to the Phantasm Forest we go. A level which is going to be difficult, but that's just what's going to make it hype. The main difficulty is definitely going to come from the firefighting sections. And then outside of that, there's also some really cheap enemies. I'm not looking forward to missile maulers, for example. Anyway, one thing I'm looking forward to, however, is skipping over this cutscene using the best button of the video game. Yeah, not for words I'd use to describe you there, Chaos Buddy. Don't know why I called him a buddy right there, he's not my buddy. This is the face of a man who's not Chaos's buddy. With the lighting and all, because you can very tell the harsh lighting on my face, the sunlight coming from that general direction, and then the lack of light over here creating, of course, the harsh shadows on my face. That's just how lighting works. Why is it how lighting works? Because the universe said so. What other reason? Anyway, we're going to come around destroying everything in our wake, because there's truly no better activity to conduct besides destruction of things. I mean, there are only things, who really cares, besides people who like the things, but besides those people, nobody really cares about the destruction of things. And speaking of things, I'm now going to be swapping out for another thing, that being the Star Strike thing, because she's our only surviving magic Lightcore Skylander. But hey, I have no problems with that whatsoever, because this character is dope. My favourite female Skylander from Magic Element, not that did come without competition, because Deja Vu and Splat are both also really good Magic female Skylanders, but I bring this up purely because I'm recording this on Tuesday, the 9th of March, so it's literally been a few hours since I uploaded the greatest female Skylander sort of each element, and that video is almost at 300 views, so the fact that that did so well overnight is incredible. Thank you guys so much for supporting that video. It seems to you guys loved it, so I'm looking forward to doing more videos of that caliber in the future, because we're consistently hitting, 200 to 300 views every Skylanders video I make, and that's incredible. It's amazing that you guys are spending your time with me. I truly appreciate it. But regardless, what we want to do here is we want to defeat these guys before we take on the hose, because the last thing we want to do is we take on the hose and one of these guys come in and interrupt me to blow me up. I'd rather, not have that happen, especially since one of them guys right now takes out half of your health. Yeah, Swap Force is weird in Nightmare mode. Basically, enemies deal specific damage based on your health bar, so certain enemies are coded so that they will always deal half damage to you, so you can only take 2 hits, or some of them will be to where you take 2 hits and you're left on 1 health. And so basically, I don't know why I was so obsessed with getting stars and charms this entire time, because they wouldn't do very little to stop those enemies having an effect on you. It's how Grim Creeper died as easily as he did back in Rumble in the Jungle, because those shotgunner dudes take out half your health, so all you need is 2 hits and you're done those. Anyway, you could tell from him that I was contemplating whether I wanted to do fishing or not, but in the end I decided, why the heck not, right? It's been an entire week since we had the last episode of the Skylanders Lightcore, Swap Force Lightcore, Brightness Locke, even to be specific and all that. You deserve more content for that. That patience, mind you. By more content, I mean fishing, because this is content right here, if I ever have seen it, haha. Anyway, we've got one final fish remaining, and one thing I love about this here section is the detail in the water. Like, look at the reflection in that water, it's so magnificent. I actually really like it. Anyway, we got some gold, which I really do not mind if I do. So I could definitely be going for some gold as well. Anyway, speaking of gold, we actually get gold for putting out fires. That's where the water bloom comes in. Yeah, let's be grabbing on it. Gold right now. Good to see it. Anyway, we now have some trolls. You don't even need to fight these enemies. These enemies can just completely bypass, but where's the fun in that now, right? You know, this is Star Strike. She can take the risks and get away with it because she's so much of a beast. Okay, I instantly regret my decision. Oh, look, there's a burger here, so we're alright. Sweet. I regret my decision no more until I do regret it again, and then I will be regretting it, but that is not of this moment right now. You can go as far to say. Boom, there goes that guy. I think that guy is a good enough name for him. You know, he's an enemy. Who really cares about his name? It's as Dr. Robotnik said in Sonic Hedgehog, nobody cares.
Major, what was your name? Benny?
Nobody cares!
Nobody cares. Listen, Major, nobody cares.
Honestly though, Jim Carrey absolutely saved that movie because Jim Carrey is basically entertaining in every role he takes is what I'm trying to go as far as say right here, even if I am saying it terribly. Anyway, let's finish these guys off. Could you imagine a Skylanders movie in the same style as the Sonic movie though? Like, we just get a few Skylanders and then the rest of it is shot in live action with human-based characters who are Portal Masters. If we did get a Skylanders movie, I could see it definitely taking up those routes, especially with the success of the Sonic movie. Due to the pandemic and the whole lockdown and theatres closing, Sonic became one of the highest grossing films of the year it was released, just because it was released in February for perfect time, since that was before the pandemic got as bad as it is. I can't get back up there, can I? Oh, no, that's a lie. I instantly regret what I said. Not my decisions, just what I said specifically. Well, my decision to say that, I suppose you could say I regret, but apart from that, no regrets. Okay, we've got to watch out for those crypto thingies. Oh, and just getting hit in general, I suppose. That's also something we've got to watch out for. Yeah, we're just going to stay up here. I like this plan. Oh, I like this plan very much. This fun plan. But yeah, say Sonic, big successful movie based purely around the time it came out, and because there was no other films in theatres that year, you know, Sonic wound up grossing more than most of them. So I'm just going to leave that up to your own interpretation, you know, what a Skylanders movie would look like. Chances are we are never ever ever in the billion years of ever times infinity ever going to get one. We are going to get, however, a Smith Boom, which is a fine alternative. But regardless of all that, yeah, chances are we're never going to get one. But if we were to get one, I could definitely imagine one in the style of a Sonic movie with Portal Masters and just, you know, we probably wind up getting 5 Skylanders in the live-action type styles, Spyro, Stealth Elf, Eruptor, Jetpack, and Pop Fizz. So basically the same cast as Skylanders Academy, I'd imagine. You know, maybe we could see someone along the lines of Gilbert and Trigger Happy as well, but you know, films have these things called budget, and the more CGI characters you want, the more budget it takes up, which is why we didn't get as many Skylanders as we should have in Academy. Like seriously, Academy was done dirty. That 3rd season deserved a way bigger budget, because if it had that bigger budget, we would have seen way more characters, like T-Rex, who was originally planned but had to be cut due to budgeting restrictions. Ouch. You know what, this is fine. Swift Boom, you got this, buddy. You better got this. After every compliment I gave you in the series. Then again, if Prison Break has taught us anything, it's that never compliment a Skarner. Oh boy, this is not looking too good. I just want to defeat the Spelker, was that too much to ask? Oh, there you go, we got him and got some food too, sweet. You see, Swift Boom clutching us out, he just wants to keep things close. You know, he purposely gets himself to the very brink of death so that then we have goosebumps travelling all over our bodies and chills through our spine. And on top of all that, he's raising up the enemy's hopes just so that then in the end he can ultimately crush them, make them weep. Okay, we don't need to fight these guys, we're just going to bypass all of them. I like that plan. You know, the plan where I live by not taking up fights that I don't need to take up. Because here's the thing, why conduct a fight that you can't win? So let's be grabbing this water balloon right here. And taking out that fire right there. Bing, bag, boom, baby. I think the boom is quite appropriate considering the boom in Smith Boom right here. Yeah, this takes me back to the tragedy of the random Locke where I managed to get all the way up to the final Chaos boss fight on Nightmare mode using 16 completely randomly chosen Skylanders, so 2 from each element. And Shroom Boom was our last remaining character who basically was too slow to avoid Chaos's Hellfire type move. I don't know why I'm nicknaming it that, I just am. So yes, let's hope that that's not going to be the situation twice in a row. Because hey, this game fooled me once. It fooled me into thinking that, you know, as cast of 16 characters to beat this game in Nightmare mode, and only wound up fooling me in the very last few phases of the Chaos boss fight, which was ultimately very tragic and disappointing. And you know, I'm still hurt to this day from it. But you know, if it does that to me again, and it fools me again, you know, shame on it, because the game isn't it. You know, the game doesn't exactly have a life of its own. No, it's purely digital orientated, and I'm going to take down that Mr. Waller because I don't like him very much. Okay, here we go. We're getting them slowly but surely. Sweet. These guys are significantly easy to deal with in the Undead Spellpunks, apparently. Anyway, that's fine. You take that down right there. But yeah, I definitely am hoping not for that situation again, but Smith Boom just brought back the memories of that because he was the last remaining Skylander in that lot. Okay, let's watch out for fire once again. Oh boy, and for big missile coming straight to my face as well. Let's watch out for that. Okay, here we go. There's some stuff back here, including, ouch, a treasure chest somewhere. But you know what? I'm going to worry about defeating all the enemies before I worry about that treasure chest, because I'm definitely on the brink of dying. We could go as far to say. Okay, there you go, there goes that guy. Now I've just got to take down that undead Spellpunk. Woo! That was a close one, that hammer. A little too close to comfort, I must admit, but luckily for us, we closed it out again! Smith Boom with these saves right here. That's why Smith Boom is a absolute living legend. And now I feel like he's deserved some fruits from his labour. Those fruits of his labour being in the form of a treasure chest that we, you know, caught a glimpse of earlier.
Hop in, Skylander. The Gilman ships are still on fire and need our help.
Okay, but here's where things get problematic, them firefighter sections, because enemies can shoot you, and it's rather hard to shoot them before they do so. So in other words, concentration mode must be initiated. But for now, let's worry about opening up this treasure chest right here. Oh yeah, and then we also got Tech Gear Golems coming up later on. I'm not looking forward to this level. The credit where credit is due. Not only is there the detail from things like the reflection in the water that we saw earlier, but there's also all the different colours, like the fact that the petrified fire is like a combination of blues, purples, greens and reds. You know, it looks really cool. It's just a visually dazzling level, even if it is just set inside of a forest, which is kind of a generic setting that we have seen done before. Anyway, let's take down all that. Save for Annabelle. That's a very appropriate name for a ship. It's quite often that ships were given names like that, especially during the era to which pirates roamed the seas. I remember for Christmas one year I got this huge like pirate encyclopedia, so it gave you like all sorts of different terms of pirates. It gave us different like documented pirates diaries from real pirates, you know, it had puzzles. It was just, you know, something really, really fun to tackle, and this was back when I didn't have a huge interest in pirates, but I would say to people, pirates are cool, so, you know, I'm getting that for Christmas and thoroughly enjoyed it, and, you know, I'm just sharing along those memories I have of it, you could go as far to say. And pirates are common in Skylanders as well, since the sky is effectively the ocean in this world, so you find characters like Dreadbeard and pirate-themed levels like the Cutthroat Carnivals, for example. In fact, the Cutthroat Carnival is in combination with Dreadbeard, because he's in that level, and it's a pirate theme level with a pirate. You would have thought that would come in. Okay, looks like we got a plan. But first was first, I want to take advantage of that treasure chest right there. But first and first, we got to swap out for our fire representative from SWAT Force, my girl. Oh boy, these enemies are about to go through absolute humiliation right now, and I am not going to feel sorry for them at all. So yeah, what do we have here? Boom, let's do that. Okay, boom, then we've got to go all the way over here. This is actually a pretty dope puzzle. I don't know why I said it like that, I just did. So deal with it all the same. Okay, let's get you on there. Sweet. Now all we got to do is completely bypass all this. Sweet. Okay, now let's get the green spark over here. Sweet. And now they can reunite. It's almost as if I've played through these puzzles before. I know them like the back of my hand. What's that for puzzles on the back of my hand? It's not really, that's far too difficult to edit, so just imagine that you can see the puzzle literally on the back of my hand, and boom, you have the power of imagination.
Imagination.
Man, the SpongeBob references never get old. So let's be destroying these, inanimate objects with our whips, because, the inanimate objects, they had it coming, they looked at me funny. And it turns out that, for those of you who didn't know, there's actually a story scroll back here, and oh boy is it a well hidden one. It took me far too long to discover that one's location right there, purely because the path had very little hints towards it.
It is unwise for tree men to volunteer for the Skylanders.
Yeah, I'm one included as that many. I would personally think that a tree man being a firefighter is a terrible idea. Okay, at least they got a dope name from it all, and it appears that dope is now the word of the episode. Uh-oh, I've cursed the episode because everyone knows that dope is a cursed word. Not as cursed as for Super Mario references, but cursed all the same. And here we have the Screechers, I believe they're called. Yes, I believe so correctly. Knowledge is power in this game, and by power I mean Smolder Dash is a power right here. Knowing that this guy is a Screecher, not as powerful as knowing that you get to play as Smolder Dash. Because that's the thing, knowledge can certainly get you power. Like in armies, if you are a well-known, powerful strategist that, can use their brains over brawn to win battles, because half of a battle is strategizing, whereas the other half of the battle is, well, battling. So naturally, having intelligence is just as important in war as having, raw brute strength and everything. Why am I bringing up war? This is supposed to be a nice, light-hearted video. Anyway. So yeah, knowledge can become power, but in this case, knowing that that enemy was a Screecher, not necessarily power, however, knowing the Screecher's attack patterns and the fact that if you jump over its shockwave, you'll be safe, knowing that gives you power over the Screecher, because you can hit it without it hitting you, but just knowing its name alone isn't enough to defeat it, so I'm going as far to say right here. Man, I went on a large tangent right there, but it wouldn't be an Ignite the Fire video without a large tangent now, would it? Okay, there goes that fool. Now we've got this guy to take down. And he's gonna feel sorry that we do have to take him down, that is. Oh, you know what, that was all part of a power metaphor in there. And now with that, our enemies have been defeated, so we can tackle these here firefighting base sections. With this epic Treetop Terrace music right here. At least I believe it's Treetop Terrace, or a remix along those lines of that soundtrack. Might be Fallen Forest. Either way, it's appropriate because this is a forest-based level, and the Treetop Terrace and Fallen Forest are the forest-based levels of Spyro's Adventure, since that game had all of its levels locked behind elemental themes. You had air elemental theme levels, life elemental theme levels, etc, etc. Anyway, let's get rid of that fire before we get hit by it, despite the fact that taking damage to fire makes no logical sense, considering that Smolder Dash's entire being consists of fire. So, using that logic, she would hurt herself every few seconds from the own fire within her body. You'd think fire would power up, but Skylanders' logic is that there is no logic in Skylanders. So naturally for fire winds up hurting us despite the fact that it is literally her element. Anyway, we're going to open up this treasure chest, and man, I've been absolutely smashing it for treasure chests today, apparently.
Skylanders of the
Earth element, let's go. I was about to say Smolder Dash then, but that's who I was playing with already. What I meant to say was Splashwing, our last remaining Earth representative. Oop. So yeah, there was a pattern at one point, Swap Force Giants, but at this point the game has just said no more patterns for us because too many characters have been killed off to maintain that pattern moving forward, it seems. Although one thing I've learned is that it's quite common in this game for Earth to come up directly after Fire. Like happened in the first level, now it's happening here. It probably didn't happen anywhere else, it's not really all that common most probably. I'm just trying to make sense of patterns where there aren't any. Oh wait, we now have the fourth wooden Dalmatian, sweet. Oh, what's not so sweet however is this guy right here. Yeah, I don't like this guy. Anyway, let's finish him off. And of course the blowy up chompies too, don't want to get blown up by those guys, that would not be convenient much. Why is this character as broken as she is? She's so beast, I love this character so much. Goodbye! Or maybe not, I guess. There you go, that's more like it. I love the fact that that laser does so much damage and it charges up so quickly too. Like man, I don't think they prioritised balance when it came to just how good some of these characters are in comparison to others. It was just like, you know what? Who cares about whether Flashwing is still stupid broken or whatnot? Or Small Dash for that matter either. But then again, since when has Skylanders games ever really cared about balance? I mean, you have Wildfire that does 300 damage per shield hit. If you had PvP and Track Team, then you could take a Skylander like Trigger Happy, pit him up against Wildfire, and then Wildfire has won in a single hit. Because of how small Trigger Happy's health bar is. Anyway, we now have some more firefighting to do. There's actually a really cool pun in this level from the Rocket Zone because it's called Fire for Lighting. This game is funny, now laugh at its joke already. I see you not laughing at its joke, laugh at its joke. Which once again I'm referring to it as an it, because that's what it is, the game is an it, it's not an he or a she. Games don't have genders, unless we're talking about the French language. Yeah, I don't know why the French language like makes nouns gender orientated. Like a rubber is a female apparently. Oh boy, there's an attack over here. Yeah, let's take down the trolls and then worry about the fires before the trolls wind up taking me down, because that's not of much convenience. The last thing I want to do is lose is lose Flashwing to a fucking firefighting section. And what is it with me accidentally calling Skylanders by the wrong name today? That's the second time now. I called Flashwing Small Dash earlier, now I'm calling Flashwing Star Strike. Well, let's do exactly that then. You know, put this thing in a high gear. Yeah, this isn't very quickly. I am very tempted to yawn right now and ask you to wake me up once we finally reach our location, but you know, fortunately for me, before I had the opportunity to even say that, the game finally loaded in so I could, you know, save this village as Willowbark asked so politely. Either way, we now have Hex to swap our make to. Yeah, this level shifts elements quite quickly and frequently it seems, because quickly and frequently are basically the same thing, so I have no idea why I said both of them, but here we are, I haven't said both of them anyway. Oh boy, it's a Gear Golem, I repeat, it's a Gear Golem. Okay, watch out for his fire again. All you gotta do is wait for him to fire and then go behind him because he can't hit us from behind him. Yeah, there you go, baby. And it's even a burger to heal us back up, which is what we like to see. But for now, we want to go to that pump and get some water balloons created. or should I say filled up to be specific, you know, the water balloon in terms of like the plastic surrounding it, that's already created, we just need to fill it up with water. But yeah, why don't they fight fires like this in real life? You know, forget the fire engine, forget the hose, just use water balloons. Boom! Most effective method of firefighting. You're welcome, future people who are in fires that I just saved your lives off because I made the suggestion to use water balloons rather than actual trained up firefighter techniques. You're welcome. I would ask the question, what does this commentary become? But that's quite fucking obvious at this point. That would be more of a rhetorical question than anything. Oh boy, enemies. I don't like enemies. I do like wooden Dalmatians, however, so we are going to pop over here and grab one of them. Sure, it's a convenient thing that the fire doesn't spread too quickly because those wooden Dalmatians would light up awfully if the fire was to spread towards them. I mean, they're made of wood, and wood is particularly flammable. Oh boy, what was that game? Are you going to kill me for that? Am I dead?
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
I have made a grave mistake. Man, don't you just love deaths like that? Because now Hex is gone, because... What was I supposed to do there? You named me the situation in which I could have kept this character alive, and I will reverse time and do it. But otherwise, Hex is dead now, and that is the cheapest death of a Locke thus far. You thought I was going to lose characters to the turret sections. Haha! No, I lose characters to bombing chompies that don't give me any chance to react to them due to knockback damage and me having to go back and forth between the glowy door thingamabob. That was quite a mouthful, but regardless, we now have to swap out for a Swap Force character, so let's go with Countdown. If in doubt, go with Countdown. I think that's my new motto, and I like that motto. After all, you can't go wrong with Countdown. He's the bomb, he literally just said so. Now I have an idea, how about this time we go out through the other glowy door thingamabob? Yeah, that could work. Oh, I'm still too close right there. But no, seriously, like, all I needed was just 2 frames of invincibility coming out of that there glowy door and Hex would be fine, but the game said no. Anyway, I believe there's more chests back here, so we might as well take full advantage of that. No point in just leaving this chest to rot. After all, that even completes our treasure chest objective. Sweet. And the sad thing about all this is that we might collect all of wooden automations. For once, I might actually be successful with the collections part of 2nd star, but because Hex got killed off, we're no longer gonna get the no Skylanders defeated objective. So no matter how we spin this, it's fucking tragic. If you guys just hit a little ding-dong notification, I believe I got an email that I need to check. Oh, watch out for that. I was going to charge up my blast, but then I realised that I would have got hit if I did that, so I decided not to, because that was an appropriate strategy to take up to avoid getting hit, mind you. So watch out for that guy, and then finish him off. Yeah, get him, Mini Bob, Finny, Minion, McBob. Yeah, if in doubt, just add McBob to the end of your name, and then you instantly have guaranteed yourself an epic nickname. That's totally dope. Because you can't go wrong with McBob now, can you? That's just an impossibility to go wrong with McBob, mind you. Oh wait, we might have took some damage, but luckily for us there's a burger over there, so we're going to go grab that. In fact, no, there's multiple burgers, which we don't mind if we do, man. But yeah, let's continue on with the rest of the level without further ado. Watch out for that falling crate right now. What's over here? Isn't this the sneak zone? Yes, this is the sneak zone. It's almost as if I've played this game before and know where all of the challenges and jazz are. Which I like the fact that I brought the word jazz because it's also the word of the name of the best Autobot ever created. Oh wait, enough of my Transformers references. Let's continue on with the platform in here because this game introduced the world of Skylanders to the jump button. So now we're taking advantage of said jump button and jumping, mind you. Ouch, we took that one to the face, that was nasty. Oh, watch out. Okay, we gotta take down that guy because I don't like this guy very much. I don't like any of these guys very much, if I'm being honest. There you go, there goes that guy. Yeah, we'll focus on the Screecher last. They're by far the easiest patterns to dodge, you know, so obviously remember where the jump button is on your controller you're set. And luckily for me, I tend not to forget that key information right now. But man, I'm kind of glad that Hex took the heat for that, because if Flashring had died for it, I would have been even more upset. By the way, now it means both of our undead Skylanders have been defeated, so that's quite unfortunate. Anyway, I forgot that we kind of need to actually fill up the water balloon first. My bad, just follow the hose back to its pump. Yeah, this is definitely a juicy episode. I hope you guys are enjoying the extended length for this one right here. And more importantly, Countdown's Turkey Hat. Like seriously, this episode won't be as glorious as it is without the addition of the turkey hat.
Direct hit.
Which is funny because it's based around the holiday Thanksgiving. I was about to say the American holiday, but I believe Canadians celebrate it too. But regardless, Thanksgiving is not a British tradition, so I've never actually partaken in a Thanksgiving, and it's normally like when a Pixar film isn't released in the summer, it's normally the Pixar release date for, you know, the US and Canada and all those other people that celebrate Thanksgiving. But in terms of us at the UK, we normally have to wait for those films until January. Coco, for example, might have been released for Thanksgiving of 2017. But for us in the UK, we didn't get it until January of 2018. So technically we got it one entire year later, technically speaking. But yeah, Thanksgiving is definitely a culture that I would love to partake in someday, because it seems like it could be totally cool, just gathering around, thinking about what you're thankful for, and having a massive turkey to indulge in. But let's be honest, Halloween and Christmas are way superior. Even people who celebrate Thanksgiving cannot tell me that they prefer it over Christmas and Halloween. I mean, Halloween has free candy for crying out loud, and Christmas is, well, it's Christmas, need I say any more? Yeah, that's one thing that's always fascinated me, the differences in different cultures found around the world. Like, even the Skylanders has a celebration of different cultures. Skylanders like Scratch celebrate Egyptian culture with her natural design, her moveset, her colour palette. You know, it's really, really cool to see. Oh boy, I'm in a bad spot right now. Ouch. Yeah, that one hurt. Okay, come on, let's have a clutch of the century. Watch out for that there bomb chompy thing with Bob. Oh boy, that guy's still not dead. How is he not dead? Okay, he's gone. No idea how we avoided that bone chompy right there, but we will take it. Thank you, bone chompies. They're dealing friendly damage to the trolls right now, which is what we like to see, because if they're taken down by bone chompies, then Chill don't need to worry about taking them down by herself now, does she? For bomb chompies even, I don't know why I keep calling them bone chompies, but regardless of all that, the bomb chompies are the imposter among us. You know, they're secretly out to help out the Sky more than anything. So yeah, clutch for the century from your girl Chill over here. To be perfectly honest, I was definitely expecting to lose Chill in this combat situation, just because it's so tough with all of the tech gear golems and the, of course, Missile Maul on top of all that. But in the end, Chill proved me wrong, and she beasted it.
Nothing stands in our way now, Skylander.
By the way, I love the fact that we had Willowbark in the Rampart Ruins, and he has returned to be the Fire Chief this here level. It's cool to see. Regardless, we now have some more turret sections to worry about, so let's hope not to lose Chill to them, especially after her clutch for the century right here. Well, that's not cool. Yeah, let's do that. I like that plan, I do. I also like the plan where Chill doesn't die, so let's take down the Missile Maulers. Okay, there you go, we're almost there, 2 more to go. I love the fact that this is an odd number of fires we have to put out, because I prefer odd numbers over even numbers, because 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9, they just look cool. They're cool looking numbers. It's much more so than the even looking numbers. They don't look so cool. I mean, a 6, for crying out loud, is just a wannabe 9. You know, the 6 wishes it was as cool as the 9 is. Anyway, let's be taking out these dudes. I just realised that halfway through that water combat section, my face cam loadout wound up cutting off for a few seconds. My face cam always chooses to do that during the most intense moments now, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm gonna have fun editing this together later on. And all of its extended glory. Okay, here we go, we got to hit the missiles, and we got to hit Chaos's butt. Or at least the butt of his machine. And butt is just a funny word, so just laugh at my joke already, you fools. Anyway, I love the fact that he goes down in smoke. That smoke is incredibly detailed like the rest of this level, mind you. Okay, we earned some gold for that. Now we're going to continue to take down these fools over here. Yeah, they might be firing missiles at us, but what chances do you reckon they stand? Yeah, I referenced the random lock earlier, but all I can say is that in terms of how many characters I have left, I'm doing a whole lot better than what I did with that random lock, mind you.
You pitiful Skylanders can't escape me now!
Oh, is that right? Is it Chaos? Is that right? Is it? Okay, we now have missiles to take now, so let's do precisely that. We almost got him, but almost doesn't count, so hopefully we can get him in the next phase by pressing the B good video game button and not taking too much damage, since that's the complete opposite of what we want to do. Boom! And Chaos is taken down, just like that. Yeah, you've got to be careful though, even when you defeat Chaos, those missiles that these smaller enemies can launch at you can still deal damage to you. It's the worst thing when their missiles wind up spawning off screen, so you can't even shoot them down before they hit you. It's also the worst feeling when you have an itchy nose and a face cam to just prove how itchy your nose is, because man, I have one really itchy nose right now. So yeah. We were doomed with this second star no matter what, because I didn't even find the final wooden Dalmatian in the end, and we lost Hex. Man, if only it wasn't for the cheapness right there, because if it wasn't for that cheapness, we could have got through this level without any losses whatsoever, and that is rather skillful, especially on Nightmare mode. But hey, I have made lots of dumb, stupid decisions throughout this series, and Hex's death was one of those. Also, along those lines, is Whamshell and Prison Break. They mostly died because A, I'm bad at video game, and B, I'm also really bad at making good decisions.
Be careful, Skylander. This may be a trap. But
Anyway, turns out the cutscene that I was so eager to skip was a cutscene where Tessa got captured, so we will be saving her in the next episode. And then after we've defeated Chaosandra, we're going to tackle the 2 adventure pack levels. I'm definitely confident with how many Skylanders we have left. I mean, we have 11 left, for crying out loud. 11 left to carry us through the last 4 episodes of the series. That's an average of, 3 Skylanders per episode. But yeah, I love the fact that the music has appropriately changed up the atmosphere of the whole hub world, because, things are rather hopeless right now. It's depressing. Tessa has been captured and she means a lot to us, so naturally we want to save her, and the fact that she's gone now is rather depressing, and so the music matches that and builds that atmosphere further. Regardless of my musical breakdown, this episode is coming to an end, so I want to thank you all so much for watching. I will of course be seeing you in the next episode where I rescue Tessa, and until the moment arises, peace!